All right.
Hold on, give me a second. Hi, Maris. Good day.
Hi, good day po.
How's everything? I saw a lot of your songs. I was stalking you. Sorry, I'd like to apologize. I've been watching all of your songs, especially your new one, Asa Naman, which actually is in mostly in Tagalog, but merong Bisaya in the middle. The chorus, right, is in Bisaya.
Yes po.
Why the language or the dialect switch? Why did you choose to do that? But before I ask you that question, by the way, before you go there, I know you're famous all over the country, all over the world, in fact, because some of your fans are not just from here in the Philippines. Maris, tell us, who is Maris Racal? In a nutshell, how do you describe Maris Racal to a complete stranger who's never heard of you? Go ahead.
I guess i-describe ko yung sarili ko as first of all, I would tell them I'm an actress, I'm a singer-songwriter, but aside from that, siguro sasabihin ko sa kanila na I don't actually know what to say. I mean, I guess I would say I'm just chill. I'm a very chill person. Parang I'm very fun to be with. And if you want to be serious with me, I can do that as well. And I guess I would also say that I'm silly most of the time. Ayun
Are you born and raised in the Visayas, in Davao? Or from where is the origin of Maris Racal? Where were you born and raised?
Born and raised po ako sa Mindanao. That's
okay.
Tagum City, Davao del Norte. My parents are Cebuanos, pure Cebuanos talaga.
Okay, but they're in Davao.
Yes, they flew to Davao. They settled there, and then that's where we were born.
Taga-asa man sila sa Cebu. Taga-asa man sila sa Cebu.
Ang ingat sa akong mama, bis kag-asa sila actually kasi sa work nila dati, but most stay nila kay ingon sila na sila sa Upon.
Upon. Okay, in Mactan. Where the beaches are.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Dagan ko relatives siya sa Cebu, and bingaw na jud ko kay always ko nag-visit sa Cebu. Every year sa childhood nako for sinulog. And sadly na-stop siya kay nag-start ko showbiz. Nag-enter ko showbiz and nagka-pandemic. So, dugay na jud ko wala kaadto.
So, when was the last time you were here in Cebu?
Probably for work. I was there to do a mall tour with my folks from showbiz. I guess that was 2018.
So, what's your fondest memory of Cebu?
Oh my gosh. I guess I would say every sinulog season, ang dami kong memories. Wala ko nakaabot sa party phase kasi
pandemic
bata pa ko ato.
Okay.
Bata pa ko. So mostly it's about religious activities.
Okay.
Procession. Kapag igawas ang Santo Niño.
Yes.
Mag-procession siya. Favorite na ko na. And whenever I visit the church, Santo Niño Church. And yeah, parang wala pa ako kaabot sa mga parties. Kay bata pa ko.
So how long ago was it when you left for Manila? So from Davao, mo visit ka sa Cebu because of sinulog. When did you finally relocate to Manila? Did you relocate to Manila, by the way? I think I'm assuming that you're already based in Manila, right?
Yeah, right after PBB, I went.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna stay here for like a month lang or 2 months, but I didn't expect that my career would be stable. Mm-hmm. So it went on for about like 6 months, and then 1 year, and then 2 years. Kasi thankfully na I work na mga bot. So that's when we decided to settle here na talaga, and then fly in and out na lang yung parents ko from Davao to here in Manila.
So you mentioned when I asked you who you were, a philosophical question, but who am I? Your first answer was you're an actress and a singer and songwriter. So do you consider yourself an actress first, before you're a singer and songwriter, or is it the other way around, or are they 50-50?
Well, I don't think kailangan may mauna.
Okay.
I'm an actress and at the same time a singer-songwriter as well. But what happened in my career, I focused more on acting in the first part in the early years of my career. And then that's when I ventured onto songwriting. When I discovered that I could write songs, I could finish them. And now it's more of like, that's who I am talaga. Singer-songwriter and an actress.
Okay. Maris, I noticed that a lot of your songs are still quite happy. I use the word still kay kadaghanan sa mga kanta ang gihimo karon gud mga panahon na during the pandemic, especially if you notice, I don't know if you notice Taylor Swift, for example, yung folklore, yung albums are really, really very melancholic, very sad, if you want to call it that. I noticed that your songs are still up and jumpy and very positive. So why is that? Explain to me and to your fans and to everyone. Why is your music still quite positive despite of the fact that you made some of those songs during these very trying times?
Well, first and foremost, I decided to release happy songs and upbeat songs kasi that's what kind of entertained me during the first year of the pandemic, the year 2020. I just started listening to K-pop, to Lady Gaga, to Ariana Grande religiously. Before, I would like, sige, stream ko lang yung music nila. But now, like that time, parang it really saved me. Parang it took me to another world. And parang na-realize na ako na before kasi, puro sad music yung nire-release ko or piano-driven, acoustic, chill lang. Parang ala ko sa akong self na I want to do that to my listeners. I want to take them to my happy world. And whenever I want them to feel happy and like energized whenever they listen to my music. That's why I released Ate Sandali and Asa Naman. Actually, marami pa akong i-release. I'm so excited for the next music that I'm going to release.
You mentioned the word music saved you. Those are big words. Save, right? That's a big word, save. What do you mean by that? What were you going through at that time when you felt like you needed saving from K-pop and from Lady Gaga? What was your thought process like? Were you mildly depressed? Or what was going on through your mind, especially during the pandemic, the first year of the pandemic?
The first year of the pandemic, parang yung feeling ko mostly was stuck. Stuck talaga ako. And I was anxious, frustrated, kaya na-stop akong dreams. Yung plans ko for my career was like all over the place. I didn't know where to start. Parang I just needed a distraction from the reality. And like listening to upbeat songs, happy songs. Every song kasi that artists release have their own world eh. They have their own theme. Parang at that time, parang grabe jud ang sadness. I wouldn't call it depression kasi clinically hindi pa naman ako nagpa-diagnose, but like it was really that. It was like sadness that I couldn't explain. It was there the whole time. And parang listening to music was one of my distractions.
You know, I heard a line, somebody once said, sometimes it's sadness. Sometimes it's just a song. Why didn't you write about that sadness and instead escaped into another world of K-pop and K-drama? Why didn't you? I'm just curious why you went in that direction, why you chose the path of the way your music sounds now. Why didn't you choose that path of writing sort of sad songs?
Well, writing happy songs kasi, na ano siya eh, it feels energizing. It doesn't even have to be a happy song. It could be an upbeat but yet a sad song. parang na-discover ko yung fun of writing pop songs, pop music. Kasi, ayun na, as I mentioned earlier, parang nadadivert talaga yung attention ko. And while writing pop kasi, while producing this pop album, I had to do my own research then, watching TikToks, mga interviews ng mga artists, yung thought process nila, how they created that world. For example, si Doja Cat, yung planet her niya, parang she really literally created her own planet. So parang gusto ko ng ganong journey. Kasi it's not just music it's also yung, for example, during the pandemic, nag-explore ko sa Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a different world. It's not the world that we live in right now. Parang gusto lang jud ko glaing place to really create fantasy or create songs. Possibly, ganon.
So music to you is an escape, sort of.
Yes. Yeah? Yes.
But sooner or later, you're going to have to face reality, right?
Well, I think we face reality all the time whenever we're working, kapag nasa taping. Ako, pag nasa taping, yung reality ko at that moment. But lahat naman ng tao, after a long day at work, may escape and this is my escape. Yeah.
So, in other words, the pandemic rocked your world and almost sort of changed your direction musically, right? Because you were going in another direction, perhaps. And when the pandemic happened, there was a shift, right? Is that a correct statement?
Yes,
Maris, yeah. So, and speaking of getting your world rocked, I've been hearing a lot of stories about you and Rico Blanco. True story?
Yeah, true story naman.
Not a Marvel Universe story. It's a true story.
That's also my reality.
Okay, so tell us about how Rico Blanco has rocked your world.
Wow. Okay, what a nice segue. Okay. Well, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. Kasi it wasn't long ago when I decided to tell the world that I have a relationship with Rico Blanco, and I really thought that was the end for me. Kasi like I know people just couldn't accept that kind of relationship, and parang iba kasi yung reaction nila, iba yung pagtanggap nila, and sobrang overwhelming lang yung support nila sa amin. So we're very, very thankful. Kay wala mo nila gi-judge. Gi-accept dahil nila ang relationship na 5 age gap. And Rico, he's okay naman. We're just chill. Parang typical relationship lang.
Why were you scared of anything, especially the word that you use is judgment? Why is that? I mean, like, you indeed have a huge age gap, but does that matter even?
Well, when I was younger, ano pa kasi, hindi pa deep ako ang understanding sa relationship. At parang ako, jud ko na, ang kaya lang na ako ma-date. Kasi siguro like 4 years or 6 years older than me, and anything beyond that, dili na ako kaya. But then I met Rico, and that completely changed my views sa love. And yung mindset ko when I was younger, I felt that yun yung mindset ng lahat ng tao.
Okay. Because you thought that, you were assuming that everybody else thought the same too.
Yeah.
So I guess Rico is the only exception. Wink, wink. Aside from your relationship with him, there's also a sort of artistic component to your relationship, right? Because both of you, of course, are artists, right? Rico's been around for a long, long time, and you are a relatively up-and-comer, right? So, medyo, you come from different paths. He's already up there, and you're still on the up-and-coming. You're still in the upstart, right? Tell us about the dynamic in terms of, because I know that you work together in several of your songs, right? Tell us about how it works, because that's a very interesting dynamic, right? Maybe you can explain to your fans and to your viewers and listeners out there?
Well, actually, that's a very interesting question kasi ang dami ko ring nakikitang posts or comments na there's power dynamics involved na hindi na na weird, parang negative parang meron siyang negative connotation. But actually Rico and the studio is really just a very generous collaborator. He doesn't dominate the space. He listens to you, and he would mostly like to go for your idea than his. Parang he would listen to your ideas and input first, and then sasabihin niya kung anong gusto niya, and then kung anong piliin ng artist, wala siyang say. Parang he would just guide you. Ang ana lang. So walay intimidation involved sa studio.
Because of the gap, obviously Rico was around in the pre-internet era. He was already a musician during the pre-internet era. You, on the other hand, Maris, you come from that's the only world that you know, right? The internet has always been around when you first woke up. So there's a sort of I wouldn't say imbalance, but your life experiences are different. How has that played out in your relationship, especially when it comes to your music making? Because I know ikaw, making music or making content for that matter with the internet in mind is like breathing to you, right? It's not even a question. But yeah, he's experienced the world even without the internet, so he makes music from a totally different perspective. What are your thoughts on that, Maris?
Well, actually, si Rico, he's more Gen Z than I am. Sobra. He knows the new artists.
Okay.
He knows the new K-pop group and watched their music videos. And then magulat na lang ako, bigla siyang may opinion about, ang ganda ng music video ni Somi. Parang, who? Parang, parang ganon. So, ano mo talaga, masabi mo talaga na, parang, that's why, ang dami niyang songs na legendary. Kasi, parang, hindi siya nagsistick sa kung ano yung mundo niya. But like, he also expands his horizon. Hindi lang siya nag-focus on rock music, but then nagle-listen din siya sa mga hip-hop music, K-pop. So parang gano'n. Wala kaming difference in terms of like pre-internet era and the world that we have now. We're basically just the same.
Is this going to be a constant for you now, Maris, that you're with the Rico in terms of your creative process, in terms of making music? Will you be making more songs with him, or do you still plan to collaborate with other artists as well? Or will you be like a Bernie Taupin and Elton John kind of act, or maybe a Hall & Oates singing and songwriting tandem, or a Phineas and a Billie Eilish type of collaboration? Right? What's the plan? Do you want to make more songs with him, or is this just a one-off?
I mean, contractually, I have to work with him.
Okay. There was a contract. There was a contract.
Yeah, kasi label ko is his label.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, pero for sure, may mga collaborations na dadating. Yeah, it's sooner than you think.
I saw his name in one of the songs because I was doing Spotify a few days ago. And I was hoping that he'd sing in your song. Does he have a song with you when he actually sang? Or wala pa? Wala kang duet, in other words?
Wala pa.
Okay. Is that in the offing? Is that happening real soon?
Well, we always write songs, so I think it's not impossible.
Okay, your song Asa Naman. It just came out a few days ago, yeah?
Yeah.
It is Tagalog, but it has a
Actually, nag-start siya sa isa ka-idea na what if mag-release ko og Bisaya na song. Kaya wala pa dyan ako siya na-try. So, um, parang it started with a Bisaya song. Parang nasulat na ako ang asa naman kakaron, kadugay ba sa puhon. Kay kita mga Bisaya, mahilig ta mag-ingon og puhon may lawas. And naisip na, oh my gosh, relatable kayo sa mga Bisaya. And then, important kasi sa akin yung representation when it comes to music. Growing up, see, at sa Davao, sa Tagum, and sa Cebu, I would always hear Bisaya songs. And parang home ko na siya eh. Sa Cebu, daghan kay kung madunggan ng mga Bisaya songs na wala ko kabalo, pero oh my gosh, natin nagasulat na Bisaya. Ingana ako ang impression sa Bisaya music. So, parang ako, like, as a music and a singer-songwriter, parang it's important to me na mag-release of Bisaya words, songs na may Bisaya. Kasi I really, really want to support the Bispop movement. I know kusog kaayo sa Cebu ang mga Bisaya songs, mag-release of Bisaya songs. And I really, really want to support that kasi ang dami pang tao na hindi pa nakakarinig ng mga Bisaya songs. Especially here in NCR, where there are some, pero uba na, like, may Bisaya pala na song. So, ganun. I just want to normalize Bisaya words sa song.
Will you ever come up with an all Bisaya song one of these days? Or do you already have one? Wala pa?
Well, asa naman, it was supposed to be an all Bisaya song.
Okay, what happened?
And then, naano ko yung mga Bisaya na mga verses, gano'n. And then, nailis na ako siya Tagalog kay, yung direction kasi ng melody ng verses, nag-ask mong good kitag words.
Yeah.
And naghanting syllables. And sa pop songs, importante ang, like, uniform syllables.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm definitely going to release someday a full-on Bisaya song. Hindi rin siya imposible. Kaya daghan kayo mga Bisaya na ginasulat.
You know what, Marisa? I don't want you to go, I don't want you to think politically right now, but this is actually not a political question, but more of a language question that sort of divides this nation. Some parts of the Philippines are medyo, or not just some parts, but most parts of the Philippines we're medyo regionalistic, diba? We're medyo like, we're so like, it's almost like some people are painting the Visaya and the Tagalog wars, right? Nga, only Bisaya in Cebu, for example, and only Tagalog in Luzon. And what you created is actually a song that is in Bisaya and the Tagalog, sort of like a thing that unifies us as a people, right? Who are in some pockets of the country are medyo regionalistic. Maris, how do you feel about the role of dialect or language and how we can unite as a people? Because medyo lagi tayo mga regionalistic o pangutok yapon ng mga friends and brothers and sisters in the Philippines, right?
So, ano po yung question?
What are your thoughts on that? And how do you think can music play a part in unifying the country? Because we are so divided and we are so regionalistic in the way we think ba nga kani sa Bisaya na ta ya paghuman kani mag-Tagalog ran they refuse to speak in Bisaya or they refuse to play a song in Bisaya because they're in Manila and all that stuff. Unfortunately, in 2021, that still exists, right? I mean, you can still feel it. You still hear unfortunately, some of our friends actually also still behave like that, right?
Yeah. I think, ako kasi, nagdako ko sa Tagum. Full-on Bisaya ko. And then when I flew here in Manila, parang na-adyo kayo ma-feel na indifference na parang I feel like I don't belong kay Bisaya ko.
Discrimination is the word, no?
Not really discrimination. It's like more of on a personal level na.
Okay.
Murag, like, na
Insecure?
intimidate.
Okay.
Like, na-insecure ko because like, Tagalog sila lahat and ako, murag, Bisaya, wala ko kasturya, wala ko makarelate. And I think it's normal to feel that way. But then, pag exposed ka kasi sa ibang mundo or sa ibang place, parang literal na na-uproot ka sa imuhang childhood and like na-adto ko diri sa Manila. Na-learn dayon na ako siya na parang yung discrimination and yung initial impression sa ibang language or sa ibang region, I think dali na kayo siya mawala When you really get to know the people, kaning na mga tao diri sa NCR, wala actually, wala issue. So I guess parang our friends na naiingan ang gihapon na mentality, parang they need to know na they need to learn that we were all brought up differently lang. And actually, kung wala lay barriers, region, and anything na nag-divide sa ato, we're all just people. Na murag lahi-lahi lang jud ato ang dialects and all. But there's a universal language which is called, there's a universal language na atong actions, what we mean, what we really mean, and of course, music nandyan. Parang isa din ang way yung music para mag-unite sa mga tao. Like fusion of dialects. And I think Alamat, I don't know if you know Alamat na boy group.
Yeah.
I think boy group siya na may ilang members na from different regions. And every song na gina-release nila, na ay dialects nila sa iba't ibang region. And I think it's just so beautiful to observe na anay naing-ana ng movement na nag-unify sa mga tao. And just support music and enjoy music in general.
So I guess maybe you stumbled upon a formula with your song Asa Naman, right? Maybe that could be not just a great way to sing, but also a great way to unify a nation accidentally. You know, mukanta ka, medyo mas maayos siguro kung imong include ang different dialects. Maybe not just Tagalog and Bisaya. Maybe, you know, you try to learn maybe perhaps Ilonggo or Waray or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think hindi siya imposible kasi ngayon kasi in the digital age, murag dili na siya imposible kay there's internet. It's so easy to learn different languages kung masipag lang ka. And like just put it out there and maybe people can listen to it. Parang ana.
Maris, I've had this conversation many times with a lot of musicians. I want to ask you this, and especially now that you're with Rico Blanco musically and personally as well. Why do you think the Filipino, although we've had sporadic success worldwide, we've not really broken through the glass ceiling that the Koreans have? Unsa may kuwang na to, Maris? Kaya murag naglibog yung nga, I think we are just as good, I would even venture say, slightly better than a lot of artists all over the world, but we've never really broken through the way the Koreans have done. What do you think do we need?
Well, actually, isa yan sa mga dreams ko, Sir Jiggy, no? I think it's because sorry.
A few more minutes, right?
Sorry. Okay, sorry. It's my mom kasi. We have a problem at home. Okay. Anyway, Sir Jiggy, I think it's because correct me if I'm wrong, but yung support kasi ng government sa local music nila, sa South Korean music, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I just like heard this. There's actually a law na sa ilahan, they need to play Korean music as often as possible compared to Western music or music sa ibang bansa. And that really empowered all songwriters there to create more music, to create art. And then nag-start pa siya sa Korea. Actually, yung target nila is to empower Korean music artists before global recognition. And then, nga naman good siguro na, like, kung super patok siya sa kaingani na country, like super massive hit, ma-curious ang ibang places. So that's when the anong tawag na? For example, Billboard, anong tawag na? Yung mga countdown.
Billboard
Pumapasok
charts,
siya.
the charts, yeah.
Yes, pumapasok siya sa charts ng Hollywood, kay kusog kay siya. And I think that's happened here na. And it's not impossible. Okay? Yung SB19, nakapasok na rin siya sa Billboard charts. We're getting there. And we just need to support more local music. We need to support OPM.
Okay, does Maris Racal have a battle plan to break the glass ceiling and make it all over the world, like the Koreans?
Well, I'm just here in my bedroom writing my own music, and we'll never know, really. I hope someday na ay mag-hit na song, magawa siya sa Philippines, and like madunggan siya sa ibang bansa. But, you know, I will still be that person na magsulat gihapon in my notebook or mag-record ng songs there sa akong phone. But I hope that day comes.
Maris, you're not only a singer, like you said, you're also an actress, and you're also heavy on the social media platforms. I see a lot of you on Facebook and Instagram. Where can they find you? If they want to see more and listen to more of you, where can they find you?
I'm everywhere on social media. Just follow me on my social media accounts. I'm always active on Instagram, Twitter as well, YouTube and Facebook. Just search Maris Racal. I'm Maris Racal on Facebook. I'm Maris Teller on IG. Miss Maris Racal on both Twitter and TikTok. For now, internet lang to makita, but someday I will fly back there sa Cebu and maybe promote my songs. But for now, see you virtually.
How about any movie coming up? Any new challenge on Instagram that you will do on the video side?
Well, I'll be this year na ako yung movie and series. For now, I can't say much, but I guess balikan akong gingon kanina na just follow me and I will announce there. But there's definitely a movie coming up real soon.
Asa naman already has 1 million views, I think, and I'm sure it'll get more after this interview. And thank you so much, Maris Racal. It is a pleasure to talk to you. I finally have a chance to talk to this very interesting person that I see a lot on the social media platforms, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm sure you know you're gonna make more great music that can be heard not just all over the country, but all over the world. We will be rooting for you here in Cebu.
Thank you po, Sir Jiggy. I love all Cebuanos, and kung nagatanaw akong mga relatives karon, I want to say hi to them, lahat ng Maris Tellers na taga Cebu. This is a favorite places ko on Cebu, and sobrang miss na ako. And see you guys soon. See you guys real soon.
Okay, thank you, Maris, and I hope you call your mother now because I think there's some problems.
Thank you po, Sir Jiggy. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you po.